guys, and welcome back to another cooking video. I am so excited to be making this homemade, good for the soul chicken soup for you guys today. And if you grew up in a Latin household, we called it Caldo De Pollo. It has been cold over here in Texas on and off, and I think later this week, actually I know later this week, the temperatures are gonna dip, so nothing beats than eating a nice bowl of hot chicken soup. And we're gonna get right into the ingredients so that way you can make this in your kitchen. Okay, you'll need 1 celery stalk, 5 garlic cloves roughly chopped, and you can add as little or as much garlic as you like. Baby carrots, again, as little or as much as you like. Cilantro, roughly chopped, and this is the key. This is the game changer, but if you do not like cilantro, omit it, but as little or as much as you like. 1 Sazon pack. You're only going to use a dash of this, and I'll explain to you as we're making the soup. 1½ chicken bouillon cubes, so 1 whole bouillon cubes and a half of another. Oregano to taste. Salt to taste. A medium onion, and you're going to peel it and just slice it in half. Potatoes, you can add as many potatoes as you like or as little as you like. So I have 3 small potatoes that we're going to peel and cube. Thin spaghetti noodles. 4 bone-in chicken thighs. And we're going to add it to the soup, bone and skin and all. And once the chicken is cooked all the way through, we're going to take the chicken out, debone it, take the skin off, and then we're just going to add the chicken meat right back into the soup. But the bone-in chicken does add a lot of flavor to the soup. And we're going to add 10 cups of water to the pot. Okay, now that we have all of our ingredients, now we are literally going to add everything to the pot and let it simmer. The only thing that you're not going to add to the pot right away is the potatoes and the noodles, because once the chicken is cooked all the way through, we're going to take the chicken out, take the skin off, debone it, shred the meat, and throw it back in the pot. And once we do that step, then we'll add our noodles and our potatoes. And then when that's nice and tender, we are ready to eat. Okay, now that we have our water in the pot, and I have it on medium to high heat, now we're gonna add our chicken. And I always clean and wash my chicken. So this chicken has already been cleaned. Just put it in the pot. Cut your celery stalk and put it in the pot like that. We're gonna take that out. It's more for fragrancing and flavoring the broth. We're gonna add our carrots. We're gonna add our garlic. We're gonna add our bouillon cubes. We're gonna add our Sazon, but only add a little bit. You don't kind of like a dash. This is only for coloring, to give the soup a little bit of color. So don't add the whole pack, just a little dash of it. Add your oregano. Again, to taste. Add some cilantro. And when the soup is finished, I'm going to top it off with more cilantro. A whole medium onion cut in half. And I don't like to cut the ends off, because that way when I need to pull the onion out, it's so much easier to take out of the pot. I'm gonna add a little salt, and I'm gonna taste it towards the end to see if it needs more salt or any seasonings. And that's it, guys. Now I just put the lid like this, half jarred, halfway on, halfway off, and let it simmer. And typically it will simmer about a good 30 minutes on medium to high, not high heat, but medium to high. And your chicken should be done. But if you look at your chicken and you feel like it needs to be cooked a little longer, let it simmer a little longer. Okay, once your soup starts to boil, go ahead and remove some of that foam on the top off, because all that is purities and you don't want that in the soup. You're not going to get everything off, but just go ahead and take as much as you can. Okay, the chicken is cooked all the way through. So now what I'm going to do is take the onion and celery out. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the chicken out and debone it and shred the meat. And you see, if you don't cut off the ends of the onion, it doesn't fall apart. You just pick it up, take it out of the pot like this, and it's so much easier. Now time to debone the chicken. Okay, here is what your broth will look like once you take out the celery, the onions, the chicken. It's a nice, rich broth. And by you adding a little bit of Sazon and the coloring from the chicken bouillon cube, it's going to give you this nice, rich color. I left one celery stick in there. Let me take a piece of a celery in there. Let me take that out. But yes, this is the color that you're looking for. So now we're going to go ahead and add our chicken back in there. I've deboned everything, our potatoes and our noodles, and then we're just going to let it all cook. It'll simmer until it's nice and tender, and then it'll be done and we can eat. Add a lot of noodles because you're going to have the chicken and the potatoes there, but I take these thin spaghetti, just a little small little bunch, break them in half and throw them in the soup. And if you feel at this point you want a little bit more broth, go ahead and add some water and just make sure that you taste it and it's good to your taste salt wise. But that is it, guys. Let this boy simmer and it's done. Okay, the soup is done. The noodles and the potatoes are nice and tender. Now the last step that we're gonna do is sprinkle a little bit of cilantro on the top. And for you cilantro lovers, I'm telling you, this is a game changer. Make sure you add that cilantro. This is our traditional Caldo De Pollo, the type of chicken soup that I was brought up eating, and it is delicious. I wish you guys could smell the kitchen. So we're gonna go ahead and plate this soup in our bowl now. All right, guys, I have my nice hot bowl of chicken soup here. I am not gonna eat it right now because it is scorching hot, but I do wanna show you how rich that broth looks. And I'm telling you, if you make this soup, you will not regret it. This soup, it just hits different, especially when you're sick. Like when I used to be sick, my mom used to make this soup, and I don't know what it is, but homemade chicken soup it just makes you feel so much better. So if you do make this soup, leave me a comment because I would love to hear how you made it, how you like it, if you added other ingredients to it. But I do want to show you how rich this broth looks. Look at this. This is one of my favorite soups. Look at that broth. This is such a healthy bowl of rich chicken broth, potatoes, carrots, noodles, and chicken, and just herbs and seasoning. But this is absolutely delicious. So I hope you make that in your kitchen one day. Okay, I'm gonna wait for that guy to cool off and then I'm gonna dig in because I am very hungry. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope this inspired you to make your own version of homemade chicken noodle soup, or obviously use my recipe and add to it, get creative, do whatever you like with this soup. Every now and then I'll change it up and just kind of play with different ingredients, but I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, thank you for all your support and I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.